That was the summer all the kids from Staten Island discovered that their urban legend was real.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 American urban legends.
It frightens people, especially children, and it kills livestock and wreaks havoc on social order.
For this list, we're looking at apocryphal spooky tales from around the United States that have haunted and fascinated people for years. Are there any paranormal detectives out there with more legends from America's heartland? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Riverdale Road, Colorado. Riverdale Road is an 11-mile stretch in Thornton, Colorado that is one of the most haunted streets in America. There are a host of legends that surround Riverdale Road. In one, the set of rusted wrought iron gates on the road was allegedly built by a madman who burned down his own home. A ghostly apparition of a woman in white supposedly haunts the gates, which may or may not be a gateway to hell. In another, a ghostly jogger sometimes appears to chase pedestrians while a ghostly Camaro chases drivers. Riverdale is also supposedly home to a ghost hitchhiker, bloody handprints, and even Native American shapeshifters. Number 9. The Shaman's Portal, Oklahoma. Did you know that Oklahoma has its very own Bermuda Triangle? Beaver Dunes Park is located in the state's western panhandle and is home to 300 acres of sand dunes. Today, Beaver Dunes Park is a popular ATV destination. But dating as far back as Coronado, Western travelers have been warned against traversing the dunes by local indigenous tribes. The dunes are colloquially known as Shaman's Portal. Some of Coronado's men supposedly vanished in a flash of eerie green light. Similar stories have trickled out through the years, involving mysterious lights and strange disappearances. Some claim it's the site of a UFO crash, others that an interdimensional portal lies there. In any case, Beaver Dunes Park is not a place to travel alone.
Extraterrestrial life. You're right, Jerry. The people are gonna love it.
Number 8. Hell's Gate Bridge, Alabama. Oxford, Alabama is a small town of 22,000 souls and home to the most haunted bridge in the state. As the story goes, a young couple was driving across the bridge late one night in the 1950s. A malevolent force may have sent them careening off the bridge into the waters below, where they both died. According to one legend, if you drive onto Hell's Gate Bridge at night and kill your lights, the couple will appear in the back seat of your car. Another says that while driving across the bridge, if you look over your shoulder, you will see a fiery gate to hell right behind you. Number 7. Escalante Petrified Forest, Utah. Visitors travel to Escalante Petrified Forest to experience incredible biking trails, canoeing, and camping under the stars. There is one caveat. Don't take any of that petrified wood home as a souvenir. In addition to being a state crime, anyone foolish enough to take a piece of the petrified forest may be cursed.
Some say that the wood is haunted, and taking a piece brings bad luck.
There are many stories of former visitors doomed to bad luck or illness after their visit. A park ranger back in 2014 claimed that he receives a dozen packages containing a piece of petrified wood every year at the park. Usually, the wood is accompanied by a letter detailing the terrible calamities that befell those who dared to test the curse's power. Number 6. The Cropsey Killer, New York. The only thing more terrifying than a scary urban legend is when that legend inspires a real criminal. There are many versions of the story of the Cropsey Killer, all dependent on where in New York you grew up. Some have Cropsey as a slasher who hunted children at a sleepaway camp upstate. Others tell the story of a hook-handed escapee from a mental health hospital who haunted the tunnels of Staten Island.
Other times he wielded a bloody axe. But it didn't matter. Cropsey was out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting to get us.
His legend helped inspire slasher films like Halloween and Friday the 13th.
Look what you did to him. Look what you did to him.
Unfortunately, it may also have inspired Andre Rand, a Staten Island school custodian and convicted kidnapper. Rand is suspected to be behind a spate of child kidnappings and deaths in the 1980s.
They are missing person cases that have occurred on Staten Island that have not been resolved. They involve 3 children and an adult, as the chief has indicated.
Number 5. The BUNNYMAN, Virginia. In Clifton, Virginia, there's a small train bridge with a small pedestrian tunnel beneath it. The bridge and tunnel are unremarkable 364 days of the year. But according to local lore, on Halloween of 1904, an escaped mental patient attacked a group of kids there, stringing them up like rabbits, earning the moniker the BUNNYMAN. In truth, a couple parked nearby in 1970 was attacked by a man with a hatchet. They told the local news that he had something on his head. The rumor mill ate up the story and eventually churned out an urban legend of a man-hunting lunatic dressed as a bunny. But by then, the legend had stuck and has since been a fixture of local lore. Number 4. The Jersey Devil, New Jersey.
It frightens people, especially children, and it kills livestock and wreaks havoc on social order.
The United States is a young country, and there are local legends that predate its founding. In 1735, a woman by the name of Mother Leeds gave birth to her 13th child.
But then something went terribly wrong. In the space of less than 20 minutes, the baby grew to the size of 2 full-grown men.
Frustrated by the number of mouths she had to feed, she cursed the child and claimed that, quote, it would be the devil. Sure enough, the baby soon grew wings, hooves, horns, and a tail, leaving its human family to live in the wild as a beast.
In some accounts, the creature sort of thrashes everyone in the room. In other accounts, it kills the women who are attending the birth, and then it flies around the room and out the chimney and into the night.
Sightings of the creature have trickled out of the Pine Barrens ever since. They reached their peak in 1909, when many claim to have either seen or been attacked by the creature.
There were many front-page newspaper articles written about this. Posses were sent out. Children were kept indoors. Schools were closed. Factories were closed.
Number 3. The Wendigo, Minnesota. Northern Native American peoples like the Ojibwe, Innu, and Naskapi all have similar folklore about a winter monster. The northern woods of Minnesota and central Canada, they say, are home to a vicious beast known as the Wendigo. Some versions of the story describe it as a feral monster, others as a demonic spirit. In all versions, the Wendigo is a savage killer that stalks the snowy winter forests of the north. The Ojibwa believe that the Wendigo is territorial, eating any human that encroaches upon its lands.
Almost all Wendigos begin as humans, and once transformed, it has no gender.
A fate worse than death awaits the gluttonous or greedy, who may become possessed by the Wendigo instead, doomed to become monsters themselves. Number 2. Mothman, West Virginia. From November 1966 to December 1967, Point Pleasant, West Virginia was the cryptid capital of America. Locals reported seeing a large humanoid creature, white with large wings and glowing red eyes.
I don't know what else it could have been.
Skeptics believe that these were just sightings of large sandhill cranes. The stories gained national attention, and one newspaper called it the Mothman.
There were over 100 reported sightings to the local authorities. You had some people who, claimed to have seen it while driving in their car. You had other people seeing it in their front yard.
Some believed that the creature was an escaped military experiment housed at a base nearby. Others claimed it was an alien working from a hidden UFO.
Almost all agreed on the same points. The monster was as large, or is larger than a big man. It had wings but no feathers, and took off into the air straight like a helicopter, gliding through the sky. Its face was indistinguishable besides 2 large glowing red eyes.
All believers agree that the creature was somehow related to the December 1967 collapse of the nearby Silver Bridge, which killed 46 people. Whether Mothman allegedly caused the collapse or appeared to warn us, nobody can say.
His popularity has expanded around the world and brought a lot of tourism to Point Pleasant.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Bigfoot, Oregon and Washington.
What the film shows us is a massive bipedal creature.
Cryptid hunters the world over have spent decades hunting for the missing link, an animal that stopped evolving halfway between great ape and human. In America, that creature supposedly haunts the boreal forests of the Pacific Northwest. Washington state has had the most sightings of any state. For decades, hikers, hunters, and lumberjacks have claimed to have seen tall, ape-like creatures in the woods.
When you've got something that big, that close to you, you could see it well enough to know that must be a Bigfoot. So I just kind of backed out and walked away.
Some say that it's reclusive and shy. Some have spoken of vicious attacks that they barely escaped. Whether he's a gentle giant or a bloodthirsty beast, millions of people believe in their bones that Bigfoot is real and is out there somewhere.
And you'll hear the stories.
And then he said it had a weird smell.
Bigfoot.
And he
an icon,
walked towards it.
A mystery, a mascot.
Well, I'm definitely open to Bigfoot. What's the world without a little wonder, right?
Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.